Welcome to The Know, I'm Ashley.
And I'm Gus.
What's worse than pissing off a whole bunch of esports fans with an exclusive deal to stream on Facebook? When you start DMCAing fans who are trying to provide their own commentary on Twitch.
They don't like that?
That'll do it. No, oddly enough.
Weird. Looks like we got another DMCA fight on our hands, and this time it's all about the Dota 2 ESL 1 Genting tournament, which has prompted a lot of off-screen antics between tournament organizers and fans.
Well, it's actually gotten to the point now where Valve's had to step in and use their old dad voice to sort things out.
Don't make me turn this platform around.
Exactly. You don't want to hear Valve say that. And it looks like they're actually siding with the fans on this one.
Good guy Valve, right? But before we get into Valve's response, a tiny bit of background about how we got up to this point, because it's kind of a roller coaster.
Up and down. The Dota 2 ESL 1 Genting tournament, which is a mouthful, Dota 2 tournament featuring some of the top teams in the world, has a $400,000 prize pool and has qualifying points towards the international, which is basically the Super Bowl of Dota 2 events.
That's a lot of dollars.
That's a lot of dollars.
That's a lot of money. $1 million, but Dota 2 master. Yes.
I'll take it.
Yeah. This tournament was a pretty big deal, which is why it made a lot of noise when the ESL announced an exclusive deal to have the English streams of it hosted on Facebook.
Yeah, because that's where we all watch all our streaming videos.
That's right, Facebook. Wow. But unfortunately for the ESL and Valve, a lot of that noise was the negative internet variety.
What? No.
Yeah.
Not without cause, though. The streams apparently had quite a few technical issues, like weird audio bugs. There was a whole issue where you couldn't pause the video at all. Plus, come on, who wants to be on Facebook for an entire Dota 2 tournament?
My mom would love this news if she was in a Dota 2. She might be all over it.
She just starts commenting like, oh, these young men, their manners, I don't know.
There was another complaint, by the way, because there are some fans out there who don't have Facebook accounts and didn't want to register just for one tournament.
Yes, that was another catch. As a result, some fans, players, and streamers out there started taking matters into their own enterprising hands. They decided to host their own streams with commentary for those who either were having too many technical issues or who didn't want to make an account.
And the funny thing is, those streams started getting more views than the actual Facebook streams.
And not by like a tiny margin either.
Ouch. Yeah, at one point this week, the Facebook stream had under 3,000 viewers, while one community-hosted stream had around 27,000. You can imagine that did not make the ESL too happy.
Although technically they were abiding by their rules.
Yeah, they're still watching the tournament.
Right. Not good enough for ESL though. They had a solution. They decided to just DMCA the community streams. That'll get those views back. Everyone will immediately come to Facebook if you do that, right? Several streams got taken down during this DMCA fest, including Dota 2 players like Banana Slam Jamma, and then lots of other streamers started killing their streams because they were worried about getting strikes or DMCAs themselves. I mean, some channels went down temporarily.
So naturally, that led to even more player outrage with calls for viewers and fans to boycott the ESL 1 stream altogether. That call went up on Reddit this week, with fans pointing out that Dota's origins are all community-driven in the first place, so the game can't survive without them. But hey, Facebook's a community site.
Yeah!
Community.
For ESL's part, they came out and defended the takedowns, citing Valve's own rules about streaming, which actually say you can stream Dota events if you want, you just don't monetize them. Although the ESL spokesperson added another reason when they commented about it on Reddit, writing, keeping with these guidelines and the agreement we have to broadcast ESL 1, we are not going to allow any streams that are competing with our main language's streams, and we can't let streams that monetize content from this tournament stay up.
So it's about the money.
Yep.
Once their name got dragged into this, Papa Valve had to step in and get involved, which finally catches us up to what happened today.
Whew. Yeah, see? Roller coaster. In a new blog post, Valve actually came down pretty hard on the side of the players and the streamers in the community, and they basically told the ESL, back off, this is our game. Valve wrote about the ongoing issues, specifically the DMCA, saying the first issue we've been seeing discussed is regarding DMCA notices. This one is very simple. No one besides Valve is allowed to send DMCA notices for games streamed off of Dota TV that aren't using the broadcaster's unique content. That's the camera, movements, voice, etc.
After that, they went on to outline who the rules actually apply to when it comes to community streams. Once again, anybody can do it as long as they're not running ads, and then reiterated that the call for who violates those rules isn't up to anybody but Valve. They finished the post with, it'll be our judgment alone on who violates the guidelines and not any other third parties.
Which
Ouch.
makes sense, because if it's Valve's gameplay and so on, that DMCA is, like, that's theirs.
It's their property.
To do with as they will, not someone else's. So, that's what the big boy pants sound like. Now, while it's unfortunate that it came all the way to this, pretty easy to see everyone's side on this. I do get it.
Yeah.
Fans want more choices, more options for where they can get the content they care most about, and they want it to be done in a way that's professional and elevates the game that they love, and most importantly, apparently isn't on Facebook.
Right. And of course, on the ESL side, if sponsors see that nobody's watching these streams because maybe they're all boycotting, then it gets much harder to put on bigger tournaments and grow the esports scene, and maybe even impossible.
Yeah, well, it also doesn't, there's nothing to brag about there to any potential future sponsors, like, oh, we did 3,000
viewers.
concurrents, you know, and it's like, that's cool, but it's not what those events typically do.
Right.
And it's not going to get any real big names to throw in a whole bunch of money. So it's understandable, and yet. ESL Senior Vice President Ulrich Schultz said almost exactly that about the money, that is, earlier this week. He responded to one question on an AMA, writing, "Overall, we feel that the policy is still far too open to interpretation. At the moment, even if an organizer has an exclusive deal with Twitch, anyone could just stream Dota TV of the matches on YouTube. I believe there will be more discussion around this in the coming weeks."
He also kind of took some shots at angry viewers. Here's how many Dota tournaments there are going to be in the future if no one is taking money for the broadcast rights anymore. Exactly one, the international. Having your cake and eating it too never works.
Okay, so he's kind of got a point there, at least from the tournament organization side. And without sponsorships and deals viewerships, no one but Valve's going to be able to afford doing the work of growing the esports audience around this game.
Yeah, sure. That being said, probably not a good idea to go after your fans and the people who are watching like that.
Right, that's the other thing, is like, you want people watching so you can get those numbers up? The fans are those numbers.
Right.
Unfortunately, this is just a sign of esports going through some growing pains. Probably sponsorships like this are the only way that it'll succeed in the long term, but they're gonna have to find a happy medium that doesn't, you know, stomp all over the toes of fans and drive people to not watch.
Yeah, they're going to have that disclaimer like baseball games. Like, rebroadcast without express written consent is prohibited by Major League Baseball.
Right, well, and if you look at it too, just if you have 30,000 people watching the stream on Twitch, they're watching it there because they didn't want to go to Facebook.
Right.
Shutting those streams off doesn't necessarily mean that
they're gonna go.
Like, immediately 30,000 extra people will pop up on Facebook. It's not the way audiences work.
True.
They might just forego it because they can't, they're not going to deal with that platform and look up the scores later.
Yeah, just go play some Dota 2. It's also nice that Valve took the side of the fans in this instance, but in a lot of ways, that's probably just them trying to keep their name clean. It's not going to change how the stream works, and probably won't do too much to affect these kinds of deals in the future.
All I could see is potentially getting some more clarification in like the wording, or they may update the policy to some degree.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of Valve getting involved in the Dota 2 ESL dust-up? Let us know in the comments.
And for future updates on DMCAs gone bad, remember to like this video, and if you're new around here, subscribe to the know. Well, it looks like we've got another DMCA fight on our hands, and this time it's all about Dota 2 ESL 1.
Dota 2 ESL 1 Genting.
Okay.
Streams got taken down during this DMCA fest, including Dota 2 players like Banana Slam, I want to say Banana Slamma Jamma.
It's not, gotta get it right.